friends. Welcome back to another episode of Create with Miss Carrie. This time of year, I get a little crazy because I desperately want there to be a really good snowstorm for me to play in. And it's been a couple of years in Virginia since we've got a really good snowstorm for us to go outside in. So in the meantime, I've got some really good art lessons that we can make our own snowmen and our own snowflakes and have a lot of snow day fun on art paper. So to get us ready for our Snow Angel art project, I have a fun book that I read when I was your age called The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, 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 his feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out, like this. He walked with his toes pointing in, like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks, and he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together in the deep, deep snow. The end. One of my favorite parts of this story is when Peter decides to fall back into the big hill and make some snow angels, because I remember when I was younger, well, I even think I did this 2 years ago, I love falling into a big pile of snow and making snow angels. It's so much fun, and I love just walking around the neighborhood and seeing other kids' snow angels that they've made too. So this gave me an idea for an art project we could do today. We're going to make ourselves making snow angels, and here's how we're going to do it. I'm starting with a small piece of paper. It's just a regular 9 by 12 or 8.5 by 11, the kind that you get out of the printer. And we're going to make ourselves and maybe a friend making snow angels together. So I'm going to start with myself. So I like to wear big fuzzy hats. So I'm going to start with the shape that my hat makes. And so that is just a little rainbow arch. And that's going to be the rim of my hat. Look how I make another one just like that. So there's the part of my hat. And then I'm going to make a big top of the hat. And I'm going to put a fuzzy pom-pom on the top of my hat. All right, now that I have that, I'm going to do my hair. Now my hair is going to be kind of crazy coming out the sides of my hat. So I'm going to go like that and then give myself a face. So see how it's just a little arch that goes, so you can imagine the head is underneath there. All right, let's give myself some eyes, a nose, and a big smile because I'm playing outside. All right, now that I've got my face, I'm going to draw 2 arms that are sticking out. So I'm going to go out, make the bottom of the sleeve, and then come back. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Out, bottom of the sleeve, and then come back. And if you can use your imagination, down behind my hair, I'm going to put the bottom of my coat. I have one of those big puffy coats, so I look like a big marshmallow. Right. I'm even going to give myself some mitten hands. So there's my thumb, and there's my hand. Here's my thumb, and there's my hand. And then I'm going to let my pants go off the bottom of the page. So I'm just going to go like that. I've got big puffy pants and a big puffy jacket. I'll even make this jacket look even puffier. I'm going to go boing, boing, boing down the middle so it looks like it's nice and puffy. All right, so there I am. Let me give myself a friend to play with because it's a lot more fun playing in the snow when you have a friend with you. So let's see. Since my hat looks like that, I'm going to make a different hat for my friend. But I'm going to start the same. So remember I started with the rim of the hat. So there's my arch. And then I'm going to do another rainbow arch. And then connect them. Maybe my friend's hat is sort of pointy the way Peter's was. I thought that was kind of cute. So I'm going to swirl it up and swirl it up. And then I'll put a little pom-pom on the top. All right. This time I'm going to give my friend a nice curve for the bottom of his face and some ears on both sides. And maybe he's got some hair kind of sticking out. So you can decide what your friends look like. What's their hair look like? And make it look more like you. There's the eyes. There's the nose. There's the mouth. All right, and he needs to do his arms too. Maybe his arms will be going down, so it'll look just a little bit different. I'm going to give him a scarf though. So watch what I'm doing. I'm doing like a little rectangle below his chin. And then we've got to do the scarf tail. So here's the scarf, and then the tail has all those little fringes at the bottom. All right, so he's going to have his hands sticking out this way. So remember how we did that? We went down, across the wrist, and back up. I'm going to do it here too. Down, across the wrist, and back up. And then let's give him a coat. So it's just the bottom of a square, down, across, and back up. I'm going to have him wear mittens too. Mittens are making a comeback. I think they're going to be super popular. I love mittens. All right, and then here's his pants, and you can't see much of them. Maybe I'll give him some nice big buttons on his coat. There we go. All right, now that we've got our two friends, we can start decorating them a little bit. So I'm going to use just regular washable markers to add some color. And when you're using washable markers, you don't have to color in the whole thing. If you've done videos with me before when I've used markers, you know what I'm about to show you how to do. You color it in just a little bit, and then you take a paintbrush and water, and you paint right on top of that marker, and it kind of smears it around and fills it in with a lighter version of that color. So that's called having different values. When you have a lighter version and a darker version of the same color, those are different values. All right, so he's got a fun hat. Let's give him a jacket and a scarf. And I'm just going to do some solid colors here, but oh my goodness, you could do stripes. You could do all sorts of things. Ooh, I may just have to give him stripes just because it's fun. There we go. Okay, he's starting to look good. I'm going to give him some red hair. And let's see, maybe he has a brown jacket. So I'm going to do the same thing I did for the hat. I'm going to color it in just a little bit. And then I'm going to use the water to help fill it in some more. And for this part of the drawing, it's okay if it goes outside the lines a little bit. We're going to cut these little people out and glue them down so they don't have to be perfectly inside the lines. Okay, maybe I'll give him some red mittens to match his hat. Sure, he can have purple pants. Why not? Okay, we're going to let him dry a little bit. And let me add some to this person. Let's see. Let's do some orange. I'm going to do some stripes on this one. So you can do whatever patterns you would like. Let's see. I like to do orange and blue together because they're opposites and they look really nice together. There we go. Color in my eyes. And maybe I'll have orange mittens so that they match. I don't usually like coloring in skin with markers. And that's just because markers don't really come in good skin tones. So whenever I have a person's skin that I want to color in, I usually wait until I'm done and then I get either my colored pencils out or I get my crayons out and I find the color that matches the skin. And that's how I color in the skin, because if you have light skin like mine and you say, well, I guess that's kind of orange, ooh, you're going to look like a pumpkin. It's not going to look right. And if you have darker skin and you try to use a brown, it's still not going to look right because everybody's skin colors are so different than those two colors. We could have a whole crayon box just of skin tones. So I like to get my colored pencils out or my crayons out, and that's how I color skin color. All right, I'm gonna put a little water on my pants, my snow pants here, just to make them look a little nicer. Okay. Here are the colors that I just got at the store. I've been waiting to get my hands on these for my art room. So these have 24 skin colors. Oh my goodness, I love them so much, because then you don't have to settle for anything. You can find the color of skin that you want to put on. So let's see. We'll do that, and we'll do a little bit darker. There we go. All right, so we've got our skin colors that we can add to these. All right, we're ready to set these off to the side for just a moment, and I'll show you why. We are going to get another piece of paper the same size, and we're going to make a snow angel outline. So I've got my watercolors here, and I'm going to get my paintbrush wet. And I'm going to have my snow angels kind of going in different directions. So I think my first one's going to go in this direction. So I'm going to get a little bit of blue on my paintbrush. And what I'm going to try to do is make my snow angel about the same size as my person. So look, I can use my hand as a measuring tool. My person is about the size of my hand. So I know that I need to go about up to there to do my person. So I'm going to do a circle for the head, and it doesn't have to be perfectly the same exact shape. Maybe I'll do a little pom-pom there on the top. That'd be cute. All right, now remember, my first person had her hands stretched out. So I'm gonna do a circle for the head, and then I'm gonna go up on both sides, like that. And remember, when you do the snow angel, you move your arms back and forth, and that's what makes the angel wings look like angel wings. So what I'm gonna do is, watch this, I'm gonna make like a big X shape so that I can fill in both sides of the angel wings. I'm going to fill everything in blue. And the thing that I like about snow and ice is that you can use more than one color blue to make it look really pretty. So I'm going to finish filling in this part with my regular blue, and then I'm going to go back in with my favorite color in the world, turquoise, and add a little turquoise to it. All right, so see what I did there? It doesn't look exactly like her, but it looks like she laid down and made that shape with her body. So it's just a head, the two big wings, and then the body, and you fill the whole thing in blue. Now that I've got a little blue in there, I'm going to get some turquoise on my brush and add a little turquoise to it, because I just feel like that makes it look even more icy to have a couple of different colors of blue inside there. See how that just makes it look kind of neat? All right. So her snow angel is done. I'm going to turn my paper so that I can make another snow angel over here. All right, let's see. They might overlap a little bit. They might just a little bit. I'm trying to decide where I'm gonna put it. All right, so you have to get a plan together. Here's my plan. I'm gonna fit him right there. So let's start with my blue again. And I'm gonna do the blue head. And remember, he's got a different type of hat on, which I think would be kind of cute to add to our snow angel. So there's the little pointy hat. And then he's gonna have some snow angel wings too. So remember, we do the crisscross for his wings. And then we can do the bottom part of his body. And that's gonna go off the page, and that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna color it in. All right, let's get a little turquoise on there too. Just as much or as little as you want. I'm a big fan of turquoise, so I put a lot on. Okay, we've got two really cool snow angel shapes. And then I'm just gonna add like a few little like lines here or there in the snow. I might even like move them around with my fingers because the snow never stays perfect when kids have been playing around with it. There's always little footprints and things all around. All right, that's gonna dry for a few minutes. And while it's drying, I'm gonna pull back over my two little kiddos here and I'm gonna cut them out. So take your scissors and just follow the outside of your little people. And a lot of times when I'm cutting a shape like this and I have to go into a tough spot, I just kind of cut around it first. I'll come back to it later. Okay, if your little person is too wet from the water that we added, you can take a break and let it dry for a little bit. I didn't put too much water on her outfit, so I think she's okay. All right, I'm so excited. These look so cute. All right, let's get him cut out. So this book that we read together, The Snowy Day, it is quite an old book. It was made in 1962. And it's a famous book because it won a prize for being a children's book. So I love this book because I can remember being your age and going to the public library and checking this book out from the public library to read. I remember seeing it in the library when I was a kid. I don't know why I remember this book so well, but I do. So it kind of brings back some good memories. So if it's a new book to you, just know that it has been a children's book that kids have been reading for quite a long time. All right, almost done. Lots of little nooks and crannies to get around with this one. I always tell kids in my class, it's not a race. It's not a contest to see how fast you can cut. It's more important to do it well, because if you spent that whole time drawing and then you cut it up, you'll be so sad. All right, we've got it. Let's get everything ready. We have our snow angels. We've got our two little people, and I need a glue stick. You can use a glue stick or you can use regular glue. Either one will work. Let's see, I'm gonna line them up. So one snow angel is gonna go right there, and the other little friend is gonna go right there. Look how perfectly he fits in that little hat space. That makes me so happy. We're gonna put a lot of glue on the back of these so they really stick down nicely. And if part of their bodies goes off the edge of the paper, that's okay. We can do a little trimming. All right, so since my glue is purple, you can see I really put on a lot of glue there. All right, so there she goes. I'm gonna push it down for just a second. All right, now it's our little friend's turn. I gotta get that little part of his hat. You wanna make sure you get glue all the way out to the edges when you're gluing something down so it doesn't curl up. There we go. There. I'm gonna hold him down for just a second. And then to make the art project look nice and neat, I'm gonna take my scissors and just trim off the edge that is hanging off there. Like that. How cute are they? All right, I'm very jealous. They look like they're having a great time in the snow, and I really want to have some more fun in the snow this winter. But if we don't, at least we got to make and paint some snow angels today. I hope you have fun making your own snow angels, and I will see you soon. Take care.